So Michael, looking back on Saturday, first of all, it definitely wasn't pretty, but 3 points are 3 points and they all count.
Yeah, we knew what it would be. Tough game, really tough place to go. We knew we'd have to stand up to that. As you say, wasn't the best, spectacle of football for anybody, but getting the 3 points on the road is important, and the most important thing we came away with, which I'm really pleased with.
Obviously, the highlight being the penalty and just the impact of substitutes throughout the whole game. It talks about that squad depth that you've been on about the whole time.
Yeah, we said early, the subs are going to have to come on and impact this game because it's going to be a real physical game. It's going to be really, tough game to play in. And when the game changes, the subs are going to have to come on and do the bit. And I thought it was brilliant. I thought all the subs came on and did well. And then we got 1-0 up, and then we could see the game out even with the subs coming on to shore us up, if you like. So I think all in all a really good squad performance, and like you say, the stuff we've been talking about, having the depth on the bench to be able to impact games, and I think we saw that at first hand on Saturday.
The one blemish was obviously that red card for Pordy. Any kind of clarification on that? He seemed quite confused by the whole situation.
Yeah, no, I think he was a bit over aggressive in the emotion of the game. Him and Piergiani at every set piece have been fighting every moment, and at the end of the day I think bit aggressive, a yellow card maybe, but I thought the referee could have been a little bit more, I don't know, just a bit calmer in that situation. I think there was 30 seconds a minute to go. But it is what it is, but I thought Pordy was fantastic the whole game, and you can't expect players to live on the edge and want to fight and win headers every game, and when they boil over a little bit, it's a bit of emotion. But I thought first and foremost his performance was a skipper's performance and drove us every minute of nearly every header, and won every header nearly he could. So yeah, I think it's one of those things we're going to have to take on the chin. He's going to probably, miss the next game, league game. So yeah, not a great situation, but he was fantastic.
Obviously, that's the one issue with the squad. You seem to be getting through all right with no injuries so far, other than Connor.
Yeah, so we're going to assess Connor again today, see what he's like, and then the other injuries are the same. So people are starting to get closer to coming back, which is great. But Connor's the only other one. We've got a few battered and bruised, few tight bodies from the type of game it was at Stevenage. So we're assessing them this morning as they come in. But all in all, nothing to report, anything new really.
Away from the cup, we'll get back to that in a minute, but the league seems to be settling down. I suppose you couldn't really be happy with where you are, fourth, and it seems like a very competitive league at the moment.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be really competitive. We knew we'd have to start well. You need to pick up points when you have the opportunity to. Like I've said, I thought against Barnsley at home we were good, but we didn't pick the points up, and then other times you're not going to be so good and you need to pick the points up. So we are where we are. I would have preferred 12 points, but I think every manager would say that in this moment. But I think the start's been solid, and we've still got loads of growth. So we've still got loads to go, and we can still improve, which is pleased to see. But for sure, this is going to be a long, competitive season for everybody involved, and we just need to keep concentrating ourselves, looking after ourselves, and keep moving forward.
And after the game tomorrow, you've obviously got a Saturday off. First of all, what are you doing with that? Anything nice? But then I suppose it's also a bit frustrating because you're starting to build that momentum at the start of the year, just for it to be stopped in its tracks.
Yeah, I never know what's right here. Like I think a couple of them could do with a bit of a breather. The players will have it off. I'll go and watch some opposition, which is great. So it gets me to go and watch a live game. But yeah, there's never a right or wrong answer here. I think that at the end of the day it's off because of the international call-ups, and we've just got to focus on this cup game, which is a big game, and then after that we'll look to build into next week with the away game in the league.
The game tomorrow then, it's obviously a cup game, a chance to experiment with a few of your new late in the transfer signings as well, like that?
I want to win the game. That's the first and foremost. I want to win the game. I think the cup game's a really good opportunity for the club to try and go further in the competition, especially this competition. We know this can get to Wembley, so I want to win the game. But at the same sense, we'll put a team on the pitch that we think is competitive. There'll be a few changes, of course, but it's not that we're changing to give people minutes. We're changing to win the game and keep it fresh. But obviously, we'll have to look at some players as well. But first and foremost, our objective is to win this game of football.
We spoke to Tom Hamer. It seems like the players are really almost motivated by that chance to play at Wembley. Obviously, you have the chances with the FA Cup and the EFL Cup, but this is the proper chance that a League One side gets to play at Wembley. It's a huge chance.
Yeah, I think it's a big chance. You see that the clubs that did it last year, the year before, we could be one of those clubs. So we want to take this competition very seriously. And getting off onto the right foot gives us a foothold in the group, which is important. And because we haven't got a game Saturday, it might give us a little bit of a chance to go again with some players. But ultimately, it's getting the balance of the team right. But first objective is to try and win the game.
And your thoughts on the game tomorrow? Is it one that you think you can, obviously, you want to go out there and put a strong team out, a strong performance, but it's almost you have to win this game to have a strong hold in the group?
Yeah, I think we want to win the game so we get our noses in front in the group, and then as the season comes thick and fast, you don't know what's going to happen. But I think we want to make sure that first and foremost we look after our own performance. There's a few players in there that have been chomping in the bit to get in the side, so if they get their opportunity and they train well and they get a starting shirt, they have to show us. And like I've always said, we've now got competition for places, and if they are in this game and there's an opportunity to start and do well, then hopefully they can be in a chance to start the next league game as well. So there's lots going on with this game, but ultimately if we win the game, people will perform well. If we win the game, we'll see the best of everybody. So that's our intention.